Hello, and welcome to the Afrocentric Woman. I didn't realize I was live there. Good morning for those of y'all who are catching this in the morning. Okay. I, excuse me, I'm coming here this morning to share a few tips to get ready for Christmas. I promised you ladies this a while ago. I meant to get this out to you sooner. But what I want to do is I want to provide um, I just want to provide a few tips for you ladies as far as getting a few things. Um, just like having, I guess, a little bit of strategy around how to handle Christmas. And hopefully you get some good gifts this year from guys that you're dealing with. Okay, so I'm going to kind of tailor this towards um, guys that you're kind of like in the earlier stage of dating. Like, I'm thinking like the first 4 months of dating, somewhere along those lines. Anywhere from like 3 dates to like 4 months, this would definitely work. Um, you can definitely use this information. Now, for a guy you've been in a relationship with for a longer time, I mean, you should be at that point comfortable asking him for whatever you want. If you've been doing it right, you should feel comfortable asking him for whatever. So this is going to be for those new relationships that you need to kind of make sure that he knows that it's expected of him to give you Christmas gifts and that he is going to be have some guidance, I guess, as to what you are expecting and what you want. Okay, so the first thing you need to do, ladies, is make a wish list. You can start out by writing some things down because you can't really receive if you don't know what you want. And so it's very important that you know very crystal clear what it is that you want, even if it's, cash. Write down the certain amount of cash that you want, or write down the types of gifts that you want, even if you don't know. Like, I would like a luxury handbag. I would like um, a trip to the spa. I would like, whatever it is that you want, just write it down and then see if you could find a store that kind of allows you to compile a wish list. Of course, Amazon does. Amazon lets you compile a wish list, but I don't know. Sometimes Amazon gives off a little bit of a cheap vibe, even though they do have expensive things on there. That may not be the vibe you're going for. I know they do have a luxury side of Amazon that you might want to take a look at, but Amazon is an option. I think Nordstrom might allow you to create a wish list and share that with people, but you could even Google, stores that let you create a wish list and share. And then that could be like a starting ground after you write your list that you can like literally send him a link of like what you want. Okay. The next thing I want to remind you with this list is, especially when it's new, kind of preface whatever you're about to ask for like lingerie first, right? um just ask for lingerie first. Make sure lingerie is on the list of things that you're going to ask for. Make sure lingerie is on your wish list. Okay, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Nordstrom, whether it's Neiman Marcus, whether it's wherever, pick out some cute lingerie and put it on the list and make that be the first thing he sees. Because regardless of whether you're going to sleep with him or not, if you're asking for lingerie and a bag, and you're asking for lingerie and a ring, or you're asking for lingerie and a watch, he's going to be thinking, I'm going to get to see her in that. And so that's going to definitely be motivation to get some or everything that's on your list. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now, when you're thinking about these gifts, I want to remind you of the brands that tend to hold their value very well or even appreciate, but tend to hold value pretty well. And so you could resell it or just literally just keep it as an asset. And those would be Hermes, Chanel, Cartier, Tiffany's, and Rolex, just to name a few. So think about those brands that are going to appreciate in value. So, in other words, You might not want to ask for the Louboutin or the Gucci, whatever, if you can get something of the same value in Cartier or Chanel, because those items are going to hold value better than the Gucci items. Now, of course, once you kind of get all your you get your brands going and you have a lot of stuff, like, then you can kind of start getting those fun bags like the Louboutins um and the Gucci and the Prada and the Fendi and all of that, because those brands, they're cute and they're definitely luxury. They just don't hold their value as well as these other brands that I just mentioned. Okay, the next thing I want to go into is, okay, now if things are really, really early, like even earlier than the 4 months, like super, super early, you want to kind of think about things that he's already into and kind of ask him for something that is already in his wheelhouse. So if he's really into golf, you want to ask for something golf related. You can definitely look up some expensive clubs, even if it's just one or two clubs. You can look for some really, really nice clubs that will have good resale value. Um, or just hold it and it might appreciate value. I think those are going to be like some of your like pro golf clubs, and y'all have to forgive me because I'm literally just now getting into golf. But what I do know is that there are golf clubs that are sort of like collector items, or that are, really expensive and hold their value, especially if you really don't use them. So think about asking him for something that he's already into. You could ask to go to a golf resort. You could ask for golf attire. You could ask for a membership to a golf club. Oh, yeah. And that's another video that I was going to make for you ladies. I wanted to just kind of go just into how can you get gifts that's going to help you level up in the long run. If you can get him to give you a membership to a golf club or a country club, but a country club is kind of pushing it, but even just a golf club, if you can get him to buy you membership into a golf club, that's going to help you in the long run, because regardless of whether you're with him or you're not, you are going to have access to that club. You can literally just go there and have a drink. You can go there and have lunch. You could go there and have discounted lessons. Like, there's just a lot you can do with a golf membership. And he's probably going to be thinking that, it's for you to play with him, but I mean, it doesn't just have to be with you for you to play with him. Make sure that you get something that's inconvenient for him to go to, but hopefully convenient for you, but hopefully inconvenient for him, so he doesn't be blowing up your spot all the time. Okay? Okay, some other ideas to get stuff that he is into would be traveling. So if he's really, really, really into traveling, you could always ask him for miles. Like, he could literally like gift you, ask for a lot though. Don't ask for like 50,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ask for no little bitty tiny amount of miles. Ask for a significant amount of miles that what you could actually book a trip with. So 100,000 miles, and then maybe go down from there, or 125,000 miles. It just depends on what kind of status he has. If he's like Delta Elite Platinum, da 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 da, like, ask him for an exorbitant amount of miles. Like, ask him for like 200,000 miles. And just tell him like you want to go visit your auntie, she's getting sick or whatever. Just make up a cute little story. Um, Whatever. But get these miles, girls, okay? All right. Another thing that you could ask him for, if you don't already have Priority Pass, you could ask him for a Priority Pass membership. So if you have an expensive credit card like a Chase Sapphire or an American Express Platinum, or any of those higher end cards, usually the Priority Pass is going to come with that card. But let's just say you don't have one of those cards and you just have a regular schmegler card or debit card or whatever. You can get a Priority Pass, and what that will do is that will give you access to lots of lounges and restaurants at different not hotels, at different airports all across the country, and actually all across the world. So they have, I think, three different levels of Priority Pass that you can get, but that might be something that you ask for if he's really into travel. Another thing you could ask for is global entry, or TSA. Those really don't cost that much. I think they're like 100 bucks or something, so it's not super expensive gift. But if you think it's gonna be the gift that keeps on giving, Global Entry lasts for 5 years, I wanna say. Oh, you know what you can also ask him for is a Clear. You can get Global Entry and Clear, and Clear will not only help you at the airport, Clear will also help you at ginormous, like, concerts and sporting events. You will be able to get in a lot faster, if you have a Clear. So you could ask him for Clear and Global Entry, and that's gonna be a good, like, maybe like 300 bucks, so that shouldn't be too much sweat off his back, and I would maybe couple that with something else, but if he's really into travel, he might even have, an extra global entry on his credit card. Like, if you have Amex and, some of these other, uh, like, high quality cards, and so, like, let's say he has an Amex Business and he has Amex Personal, well, he will get Clear on both of those cards. So, usually these guys have extra Clear passes that they're not using. So, you can just get that, why not? You know what I'm saying? Get it. Um Okay, so what else can you ask if it's oh, you can ask for luggage. Yes, yes, yes. Luggage, yes. Ask for luggage, girl. Pick you out some nice luggage and ask for it. Okay. Um, yeah, ask for luggage if he's really into travel. Okay, if he's really in electronics, that's kind of a no-brainer. Of course, ask for a phone or computer, right? You could also ask for a home security system, like a smart house. You could ask for a smart house and just, you need to be safe, right? So ask for that. Or you could ask for some type of technology in your car. So there's that. Speaking of cars, if he's into cars, ask him for a new set of wheels, not just tires, but actual wheels, like upgrade your wheels. Upgrade your wheels. Um, and maybe you ask for the tires later because I feel like tires is something you can ask for at any time. Like when you need new tires, just ask him. 'Cause that's, like, a really good thing to get them to do. They typically will take care of oil changes, tires, that kinda thing, like, it's not seen as frivolous or silly, it's just seen as, like, something you gotta do it, and so I wouldn't ask for new tires for Christmas. I would ask for new tires because it's Monday, like, you don't need a special occasion to ask for tires. Okay, but do ask, like, if you, see some wheels that will, like, upgrade your car, ask for wheels, rims, or whatever. Um, let's see, what else do I have? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm folding and talking to y'all. Okay, sports. If he's really into sports, you could ask him for, like, a limited edition jersey, something that's a collectible, something that's gonna appreciate in value. You could ask him for season tickets. You could ask him for, to go to an away game, right? And just use that as like a vacation opportunity. Um, that you really want to go to an away game. That's a possibility. So those are some of the sports ideas. Mocha Mommy is in the chat, so she might have some different ideas about sports gifts that you could possibly ask for. So I'll see if she has any ideas on that. Okay. What else do I have on my list? Sports. Okay. Travel, golf, tennis, cars. Okay. Now, I think you kind of get the drift of what I'm saying with ask for something that he's already into because it's always an easier ask because he's already, it's already his thing. Okay. The next thing you want to kind of do is preface it with Santa. Like, can you tell Santa to bring me? You know what I mean? You're not really directly asking him for anything. You're kind of pawning it off on Santa. This does a few things. First of all, it makes you seem very bright eyed and youthful and just starry eyed and mystical and just like believing in magic and very all of those things, right? And that's going to definitely pull at his heartstrings and all the nostalgia and make him feel like the big guy on campus because he's the one with the direct line to Santa, right? He's the one who is going to be able to light up your eyes and just make you giggle and make you so happy and all of that stuff. So, whatever you want, preface it with, I was hoping that Santa could bring me, and then insert the items, right? Or I have my wish list. Can you pass this along to Santa for me? And then give him the link or send him the screenshots. Okay. All right. Uh, okay. Now, let's talk about the value of gifts. You want to ask for a gift that will stretch him, but is not insane. Okay. Because it doesn't matter what level he's playing at, if he's playing in the big leagues or the little leagues, he can still give you something, okay? So you want to think about what his situation is, like, you know, what his income is and things like that. And you want to ask for something that will stretch him, but that will not be insane. So if you're talking to, some 40-year-old account manager, you probably don't want to ask him for um, a Chanel bag. Okay? You probably don't want to ask him for a Chanel bag. You probably want to ask him for something a little more modest, but push him, like ask for something that would stretch him, but not like just be insane and then you don't end up getting anything. So kind of think about that when you're kind of valuing because you'll ask for different value of things based on who you're asking. I mean, you could always throw it out, an aspirational thing out there, like, I really want this thing. And, one day I might even, like, I really want the Chanel bag, one day. You might want to just throw that out there just in case. You never know. You never know. You might be sitting on some money that you had no idea about. So you might want to throw a little something in there, but like your direct ask, make sure that that is, um, will stretch him, but is within his means. Oh, okay. The next thing I wanted to say was plan a Christmas date. So this date can be anywhere around Christmas. It could be 4 days before Christmas. It could be Christmas Eve. It could be 3 days after Christmas. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you are going to see this man and that you have a Christmas date planned around Christmas. Okay. And tell him something like, you want to watch Christmas carols or you want to do hot cocoa, you want to watch old Christmas stories, you want to watch throwback Christmas movies, you want to go caroling, you want to go hear like Christmas music, like have a Christmas date planned because you need an opportunity to receive these gifts, okay? Now, on this Christmas date, you're going to make sure that he knows that you're bringing him something. Okay. Now, this could be a card, right, with a heartfelt message written in it. This could be um, something inexpensive but related to something that he's really, really into. Some type of meaningful trinket or card. Okay. You're going to make sure that you plan a Christmas date or you're going to allude to what you want to do for Christmas to celebrate with your special man, and make sure it's Christmas themed and then make sure that he knows that you're bringing his gift. So you don't have to remind him to bring your gift. Make sure that he knows that you're bringing his. Okay? All right. So that's going to be your opportunity to receive your gifts. I think that's all the tips that I had for now that I wanted to share with you ladies. Um, I will take a look at the comments to see if you have any questions or any additions to a few tips that I wanted to give you ladies to be successful this Christmas season. I do want to apologize for getting this list to you late. I meant to get it out sooner, but I think that if you're not able to use these tips for this Christmas, you can use them for next. And then some of these tips will work for Valentine's Day too. But maybe we can come on and we could do a separate Valentine's Day live. But these tips work for both. They work for both Valentine's or Christmas. All right, let's see here. Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm taking a look at the comments now. Um, what do you think of couples with matching watches? I think this is a little corny, but my spouse and lots of other men seem to be into it. I think that that's a really good one, Mocha Mommy, and I mentioned Rolex on my list just for the simple fact that I couldn't find the other brands. There's like a Swiss brand of watch that appreciates like crazy, and it's an expensive watch, and it's a men's watch, but they do have some sort of thinner, um, they have like some thinner designs that could kind of be unisex or could kind of work for a woman. So I think that's a great idea to either ask for matching watches or just ask for a expensive men's sports watch in general. That way, you'll have something that holds its value. For whatever reason, even if it's the same brand, and maybe because women don't care as much about watches as men do, but like let's say there's a Rolex or there's some type of watch and they come out with like a women's line, um, the women's line will not resell, like the resale value will not be as high as the men's version. So make sure when you ask for a watch, if you decide to ask for a watch, ask for a men's luxury brand watch. Okay. Um, let's see. Computing Coin says airport VIP lounge membership would be a nice gift to me. All right, girl, we'll look into Priority Pass and see. Or another thing that you could do, possibly if you don't just do the Priority Pass, if the annual fee is something that's keeping you away from getting a luxury card or like getting a higher end card, ask him for the annual fee for the card. So if you want an Amex, ask him for $695. That's how much the annual fee is. And I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve is 550, I think. So, and I don't know how much the Capital One Venture X is. I don't know how much that one is. But that's also an idea that could possibly work, that you just get him to pay for the annual fee. That way you would get all the other benefits. But I mean, if not, a priority pass, whatever the platinum version would be great. Oh, men are really into those detailing packages. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that one. So if guys into cars, you could ask him for a detailing package. So that will be the gift that keeps on giving all year long because you can get your car detailed now and you can get your car detailed throughout the year. And that will take a lot of stress off of your back, help you be riding in style, and you won't have to worry about that. So that would be a really great gift to ask for from a guy who's really into cars. Okay, Moki Mommy says sports ticket packages that include hotel. Once they have your email, they send you special event invites for stadium events and experiences. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. So look into sports packages if he's really into sports. Um, yeah, and the thing about if you want to like mingle without him, if you get a package or whatever, especially if he travels, and you have flexibility on the date games, make sure that you plan a couple of dates for the things that he can't make it because he's going to be out of town or whatever. So that way you can go to the stadium and mingle or whatever. Go with your girlfriend and see who you can meet or whatever. Then it could be the gift that keeps on giving. Because you definitely don't want a gift that's like only you entertaining him because that's annoying. That's an annoying gift. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of want a gift that's going to allow you some freedom, allow you, like, that's going to upgrade your life, and allow you some freedom and not just be tethered to entertaining him. Because as we all know, it can be very exhausting entertaining them. It can be very exhausting. Okay. So yeah, I went through all the comments. I'll hang out a bit longer. I'm just folding clothes. My daughter is not awake yet, so I wanted to go live yesterday, but y'all, I was exhausted. I was so tired. I was so tired. I would have been more discombobulated than I am now. So I decided not to go live last night. And I don't know when I would find another pocket of time today where I can have peace and talk with you ladies. So I decided to jump on early before my daughter wakes up. um, okay, so I have 2 dates planned. I have 2 dates planned, like over the Christmas break. One of them is set in stone, and the other one is kind of a little bit fluid. I need to get back with him with my date preference and what I want to do. But I'm most excited about the one that's set in stone. I'm most excited about him. He reminds me a lot of my main guy, or the one that's fading out. He kind of reminds me a lot of him. And for some reason, like I do really well with like conservative Catholic men. I don't know why, but I do really well with conservative Catholic men. I couldn't tell you why, but it's true. I don't know if it's because they have a sense of like duty to family or something, but those men tend to be the most generous and the most like, um, they like, I don't know. They're just like, when you need things or whatever, nothing is really a fight with them because I think that they're raised to take care of women, you know? So, food for thought. I don't know if y'all have ever checked out any of these conservative Catholic guys, but you might want to. So anywho, we were trying to figure out something to do because his kids are grown, but I have my little one, and I signed her up for camp for a couple of days, and I was like, well, hey, I could do a daytime date with you, while my daughter's in camp. And he was, totally accommodating. He has a lot of kids. He has kids of his own, plus he raised his ex-wife's kids. So he gets it, and he's not at all like, he's just not at all turned off by like mom's duties, and like he's just a super family dude, you know what I mean? Like these conservative Catholic guys are very into family. So they're not going to give you a hard time if you have kids, or if you have something to do for your family or whatever. They're not going to give you a hard time about that. So anywho, we were talking about a restaurant, and I was like, well, maybe we could do brunch and a movie. I mean, I couldn't really think of much to do during the day. I don't know. And he's like, okay, that's possible. So he texts me back, and he texts me this art exhibit. It's like an interactive art exhibit. And um, I was like, oh my God, like I wanted to do that. And that is so much better than my little rinky dink idea of going to a freaking movie. This is like the first time that I could ever think of that a man has ever created a better date idea than my own. Usually men aren't the most creative when it comes to dates. And women, we tend to do the heavy lifting when it comes to creativity. But for him to offer something to me that was way better than what I said, I was like, okay, sir, I see. I see you, sir. So I go over to the interactive exhibit because I was just curious, um, about the price point or whatever. And so the tickets even start at $50. So he was like, no, I don't want to take you to a $15 movie. I want to take you to a $50+ art exhibit, and that's per ticket. Okay. And then he picked out this restaurant for us to have brunch at, but I wasn't really crazy about that restaurant. It's a little bit casual for me. I don't mind for my main guy or whatever. I don't mind going on casual dates with men that I have a way like established rapport with. Like I'm talking like 6 months of rapport, right? I don't mind. Like we can go to a dive bar, we can go to, a little diner, whatever, because this man is probably paying so much, money, and it's fine. But at the beginning, I tend to not do that because I just don't want to set the bar low. So the first place he picked out for me was just a tad bit too casual. So I offered up something else, and I was like, well, check this one out. I think it's closer to the venue. So I kind of played it like I'm not trying to pick the most expensive place. I'm trying to pick something that's closer to the venue. I said, check this place out. I think it's closer to the venue. I think it's a few blocks away. Um, and I said, just let me know what you think about it, right? And so he texts me back. He's like, hey, this is our plan. We're meeting at 10. Well, he asked me what time, and I told him 10. And I said, we're meeting at 10. Our show starts at 12. Da 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 da. Do you want me to pick you up? If not, I'll meet you there. And da 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 da. So it was great. He's not giving me a hard time about like having to pick me up. I don't like when men do that. I really don't. I don't like when men try to like force their way to know where I live. I don't like that. I like for a man to be patient with me till I feel comfortable. So He offered to pick me up, but he didn't make it seem like, he was trying to force it down my throat or anything. So I said, "I'll meet you there." And I was like, "Oh, by the way," I said, "which restaurant did you decide on?" He's like, "Oh, I already booked reservations at the one you sent." And I'm like, "Okay, sir, I see you. I see you." Like, he is totally winning. He's winning. He's winning, winning, winning. So I'm really looking forward to that. He has a business. The other guy that I'm talking to, he does something with computers. I think he like coding, programming, something, cybersecurity, something along those lines. And he seems nice enough. He seems nice enough. We can see how it goes. We can see how it goes. I have an open mind. We'll see. So far, he's not offensive or anything like that, and he is taking initiative. That's definitely a quality that I look for in men. Um, I look for a man that takes initiative to get things going, to get things moving, and he has done so. So for that reason, I will also do a daytime date with him. I don't know that it will be as long because this is going to be our very first date. The other guy that I'm going to be spending more time with him, this is going to be our second date. So I know that he's not annoying and he's a fun person to talk to. So I don't mind spending a longer amount of time with him. The other guy I don't know. So I'll keep it, a little shorter and then we can kind of go from there. So that's just a little update that I wanted to share with y'all because I'm probably not going to have like, I don't know when I'm going to have the time to do another live. And who knows, maybe this information will be super old by then. Like, maybe I won't even be talking to him by then. I don't know. Okay, so the dating app, y'all remember that guy that stood me up? I reported him on the app, and the app wrote me back and they asked for me to send them more information about what happened. And, they're like, this is against our guidelines and da 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 da. So I need to find the time to like sit down and, really detail what he did. And they're going to have to go into the archive because I never gave him my number. So they're gonna have to go into their system and see how the conversation was going between us because I don't have it. When he unmatched me, everything disappeared, but I'm pretty sure that everything lives in cyber world forever. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sure that they can go and access that data. But I am gonna follow up on it because what he did was really very atrocious, ratchet behavior. And I definitely am going to follow through with providing the dating app more information about what he did. Alrighty, ladies, before I go, do y'all have any questions or comments, updates, anything? Let me know. I'm almost done folding my daughter's clothes. Today is going to be a day of laundry and cleaning because I'm so behind on everything, y'all. I try to hire a personal assistant and she only lasted like 3 weeks, so I'm kinda back to square one on that. I'm back to square one, but I do realize that I just can't. I can't do everything by myself. I'm overwhelmed with everything that I have to do, and it's like something is gonna fall off eventually. You can't be rocking in everything. So right now, my house is a little in a bit of a disarray, so I'm gonna try to take time today, to get as much, cleaned up as I can, catch up on laundry and things like that. Um, yeah, that's what my plan is for today. Yesterday I was car shopping, and that is exhausting. I don't know if y'all have, been car shopping lately, but oh my goodness, it's exhausting. Okay, I went to a dealership yesterday. Now, the brand is good, right? The brand of the car is German brand car. It's a nice brand car. However, the people who they have like who bought the rights to sell that particular car in that area, right? It's like a local dealer. A local dealer who in our area has a very bad reputation. Now, I was hoping that since this was in an affluent area and this is a nice German brand car, that this particular dealership was going to be good and it was going to be in alignment with um, the neighborhood, right? This like very high end neighborhood. And I had gone to a dealership maybe the week prior of another German dealer up the street from them and had a great experience there. I mean, I didn't end up finding a car in my price range, but it was a pleasant experience. And so I was kind of expecting that, and it was not that. It was the direct opposite. It was literally it was horrible. They took my driver's license, which I've never had anybody do. Normally, when I'm going to check out a car, they take my driver's license, they make a copy of it, and they give it back to me, right? That's what I've seen, at least 5 cars, at least, And so he took my license and disappeared into the abyss. And I'm like, okay, well, when are you going to bring my license back? He's like, oh, I'll bring it back. This is just for our security. We'll keep it here and while we do the test drive for my security, and then, I'll give it back to you. Hold on, y'all. That's my baby. Okay, y'all. She's up now, so I'm gonna cut this short. Okay, so anyway, the dude, he takes my driver's license, he disappears in the back. We go do the test drive. We come back. I was like, "Oh, can I have my license?" He's like, "Yes." We talk about the numbers. He goes back and he comes back with a paper. I was like, "Did you bring my license?" He's like, "No." And he starts talking about this and that. Then he disappears again. He comes back again. And I'm like, "Where's my driver's license?" He's like, "Oh, I'll get it." And then he's trying to talk to me about the numbers. And then he goes again. He's probably gone for like 10 or 15 minutes. I gather up all my stuff. I'm like, "I'm done with this. I'm through with this. I don't want this effing car. I'm done with you people." I get all my stuff. I get in my car. I drive to the front of like the entrance, and I'm on the phone. I'm calling like, "Just tell the guy to bring my license. I'm in my car. I'm ready to go." The guy comes outside with my license. He was like, "My manager was telling me to keep your license, to keep talking to you, but I had to tell him you was in your car and you was ready." Y'all know who it was, right? I don't need to tell y'all who it was. My manager said, and and I and what do you say? He's like, "But I had to tell him you was in your car and you was ready to go. So here you go." I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I just left. I'm like, I never want to do business with you people. This is crazy. So I have a few cars in mind. I just have to kind of hunker down. And it was literally the first thing on my mind this morning. When I woke up this morning, I was thinking about this effing car. Like, I have to make a decision on a car. Which way am I gonna go? And yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's the end of my story. I got my stuff, I got my license, and I got out of there. And I was thinking about this car situation the first thing this morning because I have a few in mind, but I'm just trying to think, do I want, a more affordable car with more miles on it, or do I want, you know, a more expensive car with fewer miles? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm so torn. I guess I need to think about it a little bit further, um, and decide what I'm gonna do. But of course, I don't want to get more car than I can truly afford. So it's a big decision to make. There's a decision that I'm going to have to live with for like the next, 3 to 5 years. So I want to make sure that I make a good, solid decision. Yes. Jazz says that's why I hate car shopping. Some of these car dealerships are an absolute most. Yeah, they really, really do, and they don't understand. Like it's so off-putting it's so off-putting to customers when they behave like that. I know what they do. Like when you go there, they try to waste your whole time. Like, there's nothing really like, seriously, it should be 15 minutes, right? The whole process should be like 15 to 30 minutes. Go in, "Hello, here's my driver's license. Let me drive the car. Give me the Carfax. Give me the numbers. Let me think about it." That should be 15 to 30 minutes. But what they try to do is they try to monopolize all your time because they know that you're trying to do everything on a Saturday, or you're trying to do everything in a very short amount of time. And so they're trying to monopolize your time so that you can't go see any other cars. So they'll go away and they'll stay away for like 20 minutes. And then they'll come back and they'll want to talk about their kids and they want to talk about other things. And then they want to give you the numbers. And then they got to want to go back because they have to quote, quote, talk to their manager. It's a horrible process that is very exhausting physically, emotionally, mentally. It's exhausting. I cannot wait to come to a conclusion with the situation. And also the lies, also the blatant lies. And I think that they really assume that everyone's very ignorant and that people don't understand finance, that people don't understand interest rates, that people don't understand um, debt. They just think that everyone's ignorant. I mean, maybe because I'm a black woman, I don't know. But I'm not ignorant of any of these things. And I just want the straight facts. I don't want all the jargon and the manipulation and the bamboo. I don't want any of that. So all of that just makes this process grueling, and I can't wait till it's done. Now, part of the reason why I'm almost willing to spend a little bit more money is because I kind of just want to go with a reputable dealership. I just kind of want to go with a reputable dealership that it's a little bit more, but the process is very high end, and they of this German car maker, they are literally the authorized dealer. They're not like branded under somebody's name that bought the rights, right? It's not a franchise. It's like the corporate office. And so the experience at the corporate office is very different from the franchise of the exact same company. So I'm leaning towards that just for my own peace of mind so that I can have a more luxury experience and be able to take the car into the corporate office or the corporate dealership to be serviced and whatever it needs. I'm leaning towards that. I just have to wrap my mind around this price tag and child getting into anyway, I need to monetize this channel, okay? I haven't they sent me a email to monetize the channel. Y'all, I ain't even did it. Like when I as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, they emailed me like, "Hey, it's time to monetize your channel. Do you want to monetize?" And I'm thinking like, "Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah." And I still haven't done it, y'all. So y'all have to hold me accountable. I really do need to monetize the channel and come up with some extra, revenue opportunities because y'all, I'm about to have a car payment and I have not had a car payment in years. So I need to be strategic in how I'm going to make sure that everything can get taken care of and all the trains stay on the proper tracks and we all keep moving forward. Anyway, I'm not going to hold y'all on the line any longer. I definitely wanted to come on here and give you a few tips around Christmas, and I gave you a little story time about what's going on in my life. And we will talk soon. Y'all have a blessed day, and like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Peace and love.